All right, good to have you back. Today what we're going to talk about is chord groupings, 2-5-1 chord groupings in the key of C, using the most common rhythm chords that have been used for literally 100 years. I mean, ever since the riverboat era. And why do we want to learn these? We want to learn these so that you can play them in your sleep and thereby play songs out of the real book, charts out of the real book, or books like it. But the real book is just a great place to start, available on Amazon. And all the charts are on one page, so it makes it super practical to use. Okay, so now, first chord, D minor 7. I've got a bar here. And I'm only playing from the 5th string. I don't want to muddy it up by going to the bottom string. And it keeps bass line sort of clearer. D minor 7, the 2 chord in the key of C major. G7, the 5 chord in the key of C major, right? The 1 chord in the key of C major. I'm using the C major 7. In this case, I'm just playing the inside 4 strings with no bar. If you want a bar, you can. And you can play as high as that 5th there. So here's what we have. C major 7. Now here is an alternate chord for that C major 7. That's sort of nice and not terribly difficult. 1, 3, major 7, and 9. That's pretty. Okay, and let's add another progression using a secondary dominant, and that'll be A7, and that leads us back to the 2 chord of D minor. C major, A7 leads us back to D minor, really common progression. And so on. Okay, good. Practice that as a grouping. Now, whenever I play chords, I can't help but see the underlying scale. And here's a C major scale that sits underneath those chords, right? Or we could go to 5th position. There's that secondary dominant. Just C major, right? Here's the secondary dominant. You'll notice that the secondary dominant has a C sharp in it. And obviously that C sharp doesn't come from a C major scale. That's why I'm sort of avoiding playing over it there. But that's not what the topic is for today. Okay, so that's some really common chord groupings: 2 chord, 5 chord, 1 chord with an alteration, and with the secondary dominant. And it goes around in a nice, little circle there, always all sitting underneath your fingers. You want to change the key? Well, you can do that. Now I'm in the key of D, right? Or I could go to the key of E flat, or I could go to the key of F, but I can still use exactly those same chord forms, and I can use the same scale fingerings, if you will, right? Okay, I hope that helps. I'm really trying to lean toward the practical. Also, take a look at the first video I shot where I explain some of the technical aspects of getting those fingers in the right places. In this case, D minor, I roll my first finger. I don't leave the fretboard down to that G7. And here, what am I doing? Well, there's nothing in common there. Just try to always look for those common and guide fingers, right? Keep your finger, try to avoid this, everything off the fretboard and back down again. Examine what you're doing in your left hand. And as a matter of fact, examine what you're doing in your right hand as well, right? Are you wanting to strike that top string? Or do you want to stop at the second string? Right? That's creating a line, right? If I go to the top string, it's, you hear those two notes. So be aware, open your ears to the process, all right? Okay, thanks for stopping by. The next video I'm going to do is connecting these 2-5-1 chord progressions with diminished chords.